Hey there, lovelies. It's Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and it's time that we clear the air. If you haven't noticed or haven't seen my community post from October 24, I stated that after discussing with Subtextually directly on Reddit and continued discussion on Twitter privately, that it would be best if I removed my most recent video covering the Silas translation project. First and foremost, this was agreed upon because there was sensitive content in that video discussing the AI allegations against infold, and to help put a stop to the rumor, I took the video down. Although I made clarifying points in my video, they were delivered far too late, and therefore people who watched it didn't see the main point of why I made the video in the first place if they didn't see the video through. This is because the average watch time was 7 minutes and 30 seconds, while my main points were brought up at 21 minutes and 20 seconds. The effect was so obvious by how split the comments were, even to go as far as saying that they were pretty off topic for some of them. So to combat that, here is a direct version of that video. Overall, we will be covering 3 topics: reactionary posting, appreciating our community translators, and addressing the fact that Infold needs to do better on all fronts. So let's begin. Reactionary posting. What is that? Well, it's seeing content and immediately sharing your thoughts and taking the information you saw as fact without confirming that information for yourself. And this is what tore down the good intentions subtextually intended with her Silas translation project, and painted a huge target on her back. To sum up the situation, nothing in Subtextually's project noted the use of AI for translations, even later confirming that everything was done by herself and her co-translator. However, due to a comment made on her post, things began to spiral out of control. Eat My Glitter, a fairly new account on Reddit, felt concerned with their experience with their own translations through ChatGPT because they noticed similarities in Silas's no defense zone. They expressed distress, concern, and hope that it wasn't true and sought out other players' experiences about the translations on Subtextually's post. And because of this one reply, players screenshotted the comment out of context and spread it like wildfire on social media, immediately jumping to conclusions that the EN translation in the game was completely AI translated. In hopes of extinguishing this fire, Subtextually created a Twitter account and repeatedly announced that she does not believe that the game can be translated by AI alone, as there is far too much nuance in simplified Chinese to be accurately and eloquently explained in the EN version. But it was too late. The allegations against Infold and the localization and translation team reached the CN community of LADS, and this is where things get dicey. Without properly understanding the situation, or having full context, or simply disregarding the truth of the matter, the CN community started accusing Subtextually of spreading this AI rumor and unfairly judged her translations in her project. We know this because it was shared on our EN subreddit, shining a glaring spotlight on the issue at hand. And my friends, this is how reactionary posting can destroy the beautiful things fellow lovelies share in the community. It fosters blind rage, and unjust rage at that, towards each other and towards Infold themselves. If you all know me, you all know that I'm all in for holding Infold accountable for their mistakes and unfair practices. But in a situation like this, where there's no substantial and official proof, or even a statement from Infold, it's wrong to assume the worst of any party involved. This also includes Eat My Glitter's response to Subtextually's project. They were merely sharing their concerns and wanted to confirm with the OP and the other members of the community on whether or not it was true. Nowhere in the post did Eat My Glitter express any malice towards the OP or anyone else. They were just genuinely concerned about the situation. What's at fault is how the community jumped to conclusions about the topic and started pointing fingers at everyone else. That being said, it brings me to my next topic. Let's go back and just appreciate the work of all of the translators in our community. They take the time out of their day to make these translations and share a part of the game with us non-Chinese speaking players, without any compensation in return. Their love and dedication for LADS is as vast as the ocean, and we shouldn't let rumors and assumptions overshadow their hard work. This especially goes towards Subtextually's Silas translation project. From an innocent means of trying to share Chinese culture and nuance with us EN players, Subtextually's work transformed into the fuel that started a war about AI. All her hard work over the course of months was overshadowed within the span of 36 hours. I can't even begin to understand the deep sadness this must have caused her. And not only that, but she was attacked by the CN community under false pretense too. That being said, let's go back and just appreciate her work and stop this needless hate in the community. And lastly, while all this was going on, infold basically turned a blind eye towards the bonanza of a mess this all caused, not once giving the EN community a shred of thought to address the situation. If they had stepped in at any time to squash these rumors, this whole situation would have died down. We as EN players would have felt like, oh, okay, infold does listen to us. But no. All those who were demanding facts from infold were screaming at a brick wall. What this did was prove that the CN community would step in to defend the company themselves. While retroactively looking at the situation, theoretically, that's a great thing. But the way that they did it was completely backwards by how they just unjustly targeted Subtextually, and continue to do so now. No, what we as the EN players want is for our concerns in the game to be directly answered by infold themselves. It's nice that you have your CN players to defend you, but don't you have a voice of your own? However, if something happens in the CN community, infold are quick on their feet to reassure their player base and even compensate their feelings with free polls, as seen with Ricky555's most recent post about the plagiarism allegations against infold. If you want me to cover this in another video, please let me know down in the comments. It's just a shockingly stark difference in response to their players complaining about something. Subjectively speaking, it's honestly annoying and incredibly disappointing to realize that they're okay with letting their EN community burn itself to the ground. But that's about it. Hopefully this video was informative and explained issues in the most concise way possible. If you have any questions, please let me know down below and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible in regards to this topic. Thank you to Subtextually and all our community translators for taking the time to help us EN players understand Chinese culture and nuance. And thank you to all you lovelies for watching this video. It's been a mess lately in the community and I hope to stir the conversation in a more positive light with fun videos coming up. Thank you again for watching. I am Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Bye bye now!